Mrs. Zainab Inda Isaiah. Thank you so much for inviting all of us here today. His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Yaya is hall today at the Architect. Year after year, this conference has emphasized a commitment to truth, quality, leadership, and objectivity, values that are especially important in this era of misinformation and its negative impact on our society. The Leadership Awards have also become a respected platform for recognizing outstanding contributions to national and societal developments. I wish to emphasize that this annual award continues to inspire and motivate many individuals who are contributing positively to the development of our society, especially here in our beloved country, Nigeria. Today, awardees are far more than trophies because each awardee tells a story of resilient people. The theme of this year's conference, A Roadmap for Nigeria, could not have come at a better time. It is timely, relevant, and deeply meaningful for our nation. This is because Nigeria is seriously challenged by insurgents, security threats, gender equality, communal violence, ethnic and religious rivals, and so on. I strongly believed that the steady growth of this organization is a result of its courage in addressing national issues and its commitment to standing for what is right. You have shown maturity and have earned the trust of the Nigerian people. I therefore encourage you to keep up the good work. Congratulations, the leadership group, on these remarkable achievements and commend your innovative efforts aimed at building a better society. I salute the management and staff of the leadership group for a job well done. I sincerely wish us all a very successful and fruitful conference. Thank you, and may God bless us all.
Thank you to the former First Lady of Nigeria, wonderful woman, lover of Nigerian women and children. Let's put our hands together for our ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Your Excellency. And while she was speaking, the Senate President, His Excellency Godswill Obotakpabio, represented here by the Senior Senator Mohammed Tahir Monguno, also walked in. And I'd like to welcome His Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodimma, and his lovely wife. And they are here today. I welcome you, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are deeply honored here today to welcome Her Excellency Amina J. Mohammed, GCON, Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations and one of the world's foremost champions of sustainable development, a driving force behind the global 2030 agenda. She has shaped international action on climate resilience, poverty reduction, gender equity, and inclusive growth. From her service as Nigeria's Minister of Environment to mobilizing worldwide partnerships for sustainable development goals, Dr. Mohammed bridges global vision with local impact. Her leadership speaks directly to today's theme, guiding Africa and indeed Nigeria toward political stability anchored in sustainability and shared prosperity, and just a transition in an uncertain world. She's from here, globally relevant, a wonderful daughter that the entire nation is very proud of. It's therefore my honor and work to welcome here the Secretary General, Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Dr. Amina Jane Mohammed, GCON.
We met long before the MDGs in Kaduna. And of course, I'd like to welcome and recognize Her Excellency Dame Patience Goodluck Jonathan, the former First Lady of Nigeria, for the courage and the commitment that Zainab has shown in carrying forward the extraordinary legacy of her late husband, Sam and Isaiah. My late brother Sam built this new paper on the belief that a free press is the backbone of a genuine democracy. He held the courage of his convictions and stood for freedom of speech, always. And that spirit lives on in the work of many people in this room. Excellencies, as we've heard today, we are witnessing immense disruption in the global geopolitical order. Multilateral commitments in place for decades are at risk. Official development support and assistance is failing as military budgets climb to record highs in the same countries. The political will needed to tackle climate change and end our conflicts is wavering. Peace, sustainable development, and human rights, pillars of the United Nations work, are losing support. 60 years ago, Nigeria's first Prime Minister, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, stood before the United Nations General Assembly in New York just days after independence and stated, I quote, "Africa must not be allowed to become a battleground in the ideology struggle," end quote. He understood that when might overrides right, it is the smallest and most vulnerable countries that pay the heaviest price. And that is what we're seeing today. It is a direct challenge to the very values that created the United Nations in 1945. Nigeria cannot control the global temperature of politics, but it can control how strong its foundations are at home. The conference title speaks of a roadmap for Nigeria, but Nigeria has already had many, and one that we are attempting to track. President Tinubu's renewed hope at Oluremi Tinubu, whose work on this initiative has put the most vulnerable Nigerians, our women, our young people, the elderly, at the front. Society rests on a basic social compact between its citizens and their government. That institutions are fair, that rules apply to everyone, and that those who hold power are held accountable for how they use it. In countries where institutions have been hollowed out, where corruption has gone unchecked, and where people see a system never designed to work for them, the result is always the same: political instability and a country far more vulnerable to the shocks that it will inevitably face. Nigeria is doing the hard work of building that social compact with the people. More than 25 years of uninterrupted democratic governance since 1999 is itself a foundation, a building block, one that many countries on the continent are still working to build, and one that should not be taken for granted. Nigeria has been engaging with the African Union's governance and accountability mechanisms, the African governance architecture, the African peer review, and the continent's shared anti-corruption norms. This is how trust begins to be built, through consistent, visible action over time, and by strengthening institutions and demonstrating that accountability is real and applies to everyone. That trust must translate into the delivery and impact in people's lives. Today, Nigeria has committed $330 billion to reach 8.1 million poor and vulnerable households through its National Cash Transfer Program. At the same time, the Nigerian Health Renewal Compact has put universal health coverage on the national agenda as a right, not as a privilege. That is the beginning of a social contract being honored. A free press is also central to that same contract. When journalism holds power to account, citizens can see what is happening, demand better, and hold their leaders to the standards that they were promised. Nigeria has one of the most vibrant independent media landscapes on the continent, and that is an asset that needs to be protected in this age of misinformation. Independent journalism is one of the most effective counterweights that we have. Sam and Isaiah built this organization on the conviction, and the leadership group's mission statement says it plainly. We shall raise our pen at all times in defense of what is right. The second reflection, building inclusive economies. The Sustainable Development Goals and the African Union's Agenda 2063 underscore that growth only truly delivers when it is genuinely inclusive, when it creates jobs, decent jobs, expands opportunity for everyone, and brings along the people who are most often forgotten and left behind. And let's start with women. They are making it into the room, but the economic system is still not rewarding them. Is like stepping into a boxing ring with one hand tied behind your back. I'm sure it's only the women that are clapping. Men. Trying to build prosperity while leaving young people, girls and boys, who deserve that future is also another gap. Nigeria is a young country. 70% of our people are under 35. This is an extraordinary resource, a generation of digital nomads already building e-commerce platforms, driving innovation, and shaping new industries. The system creates genuine pathways, quality education, lifelong learning, real leadership opportunities, and those pathways must be safe, and we must invest in them. In a country where children have been taken from their classrooms, where families have sent their daughters to school not knowing if they will come home, investing in safety and education is again crucial. The third reflection, we must invest in climate action and resilience. The world will overshoot the 1.5 degrees Celsius limit that is required to keep our planet safe. This is no longer a question. The task now is to make that overshoot as small and short and safe as possible. And what does that mean for Africa? The injustice of this moment is stark, as Africa is warming faster than the global average. And yet, it is not Africa that has caused the emissions that are creating global warming. The global resolve is weakening, even as climate impacts intensify in Nigeria. In 2024, floods killed more than 1,200 people. They displaced 1.2 million and tore through 34 of Nigeria's 36 states and the FCT. At the same time, Africa is sitting on one of the greatest economic opportunities of the century. 60% of the world's best solar resources are on this continent. By 2040, Africa could generate 10 times more electricity than it needs, and this is entirely from renewable, the country for this. By placing energy access, climate-smart the country for this. By placing energy access, climate-smart agriculture, clean cooking and water management at the heart of the development agenda. This reflection is how we deliver on this agenda. There are three means of implementation that are critical. And the World Bank have both upgraded Nigeria's growth forecast to 4.4% this year. Yet headline numbers alone do not tell the whole story. The structural pressures underneath, debt, inflation, have not gone away. And until they do, every shock carries an outsized risk. That risk is inequalities. Inequalities leave people behind. Ending the trap of the endless debt is key. African economies are caught in a cycle that keeps repeating itself. Every shock forces governments to spend more and earn less at the same time. And borrowing fills that gap. But excessive borrowing costs consume an even greater share of government spending, leaving very much less to invest in the recovery and the future. Nigeria's debt to GDP ratio stands at around 52.9%, below the ECOWAS threshold of 70%. And that does reflect fiscal discipline, even under the strained pressure. But discipline alone cannot substitute for a fairer system. Last July, the international community came together in Seville, Spain, for the 4th Financing for Development Conference. It was a once-in-a-decade borrowers club. We often hear of the creditors club. Nigeria was the beneficiary of that with the debt relief under the presidency of President Olusegun Obasanjo. But this platform is a collective one in which we have creditors being empowered to be at the table in the negotiations, to develop smarter debt instruments built for a shock-prone world, and to push for reforms to the global financial architecture with a stronger and a unified voice. The third is trade. This is the next means of implementation. Over the last 70 years, it has proven to be one of the most powerful ladders through which countries develop, selling into large and prosperous consumer markets and importing technology, building industries that did not exist before. But with the rules-based trading system under attack, 5 billion people out of extreme poverty since 1995. That record is what is now at risk. Africa's response should be to stay open and to advocate loudly for trade as a driver of development. Turning inward at this moment would be wrong choice at exactly the wrong moment. African economies currently pay around 20% more to trade with each other than external partners. That is a structural disadvantage, and the Africa Continental Free Trade Area exists to try to dismantle that anomaly. If fully implemented, it is expected to lift up to 50 million people out of extreme poverty, raise wages for both skilled and unskilled workers, and to deliver particular benefits for women's wage growth and market participation. Nigerian firms are already among the first to test that ambition, making their first shipments under the AFCFTA in July 2024. Technology, a third lever. In this new era of technology, digital is no longer a sector of the economy. It is now the core internal infrastructure that we need, the foundation of every other sector to run on. And Nigeria is ahead. Lagos is home to an immense fintech startup ecosystem, and Nigerian companies like Flutterwave and MoneyPoint have achieved billion-dollar valuations and are competing globally. The Nigerian Startup Act, the Central Bank's open banking guidelines, and the SEC's digital asset rules are building the regulatory architecture that gives Nigeria's ecosystem the stability that it needs to scale. In parallel, the United Nations is working on the international level of a governance framework for artificial intelligence, AI, built with developing countries and not just for them. The Secretary General has recommended Nigeria's participation in a new independent international scientific panel on AI and has named Professor Rita Oji, a Nigerian woman and one of the world's leading voices in technology and AI policy, into that panel. Let's applaud for the women of Nigeria. You have a position in the latest technology, and it is AI. This is commendable. It is recognition that Nigeria's expertise belongs in the room where the rules of the road of AI are being written. Excellencies, distinguished guests, these 4 reflections will give Nigeria the steady foundations to weather the headwinds at this moment. Diplomacy is what amplifies them. When Nigeria shows up consistently in global conversations, it carries its own and Africa's voice into the rooms where decisions are being made. And this is why precisely 66 years ago, Nigeria's first prime minister walked into one of those rooms, just days after independence, and told the world what Africa stood for, that this continent would not become a battleground for the people's dignity comes first, and that the rules must protect the many rather than reward the very few. Today, as the continent's largest economy and one of its most influential voices, Nigeria has the power, but more importantly, the responsibility to deliver on it. And I look forward to exploring this conversation further with you in the next few moments. I thank you.
We appreciate the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Dr. Amina J. Mohammed, GCON. We appreciate you. And she'll be led to where they're going to have the fireside chat by the Group Managing Director and Editor-in-Chief, Mr. Azu Isekwena. Please, and there'll be a 25-minute fireside chat. After that, Eric Gugwa, get ready to do your performance. So over to you, Mr. Azu Isekwena.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another segment of our event today. It really gives me a great pleasure and honor to welcome to the podium the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Dr. Amina J. Mohammed, who has been GCON.
Thank you. Give women their titles, sir.
That's very, very important. Please, let's have GCON, Grand Commander of the Niger. Thank you very much indeed and welcome. This phase of the program is live on AIT, on Arise TV, and also on at Leadership TV, which is our YouTube channel. And we'll be chatting through a number of questions. She has spoken at length on what they call Turenchi Kake. Is that correct? Big English. We've heard a lot of that. But we want to try and see how we break that down in this segment of the conversation so that we can all connect and relate to it. So once again, it's my pleasure, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and our viewers to welcome you to this fireside chat. So my first question has to do with what is called the global dangerous nostalgia and unilateral tendencies, and about how African countries can, medium-power African countries can cooperate to, if you like, reduce interference and promote political stability. So what it really means, to break it down, is that we see countries today wanting to be what they used to be before, wanting to be how big they used to be before. That's on one hand, and that's creating a lot of tension around the world, creating a lot of conflict around the world. And of course, there are countries also who are saying it is XYZ first, and that's also creating its own conflicts and tensions around the world. Now, how can we in Africa, and middle power countries generally, work together to reduce global tension and reduce political stability around the world?
Thank you very much. First, let me just explain on the GCON. I've received many titles around the world, but when I got my own national title for the second time, I got the OFR and then the GCON. This is the most important title, not just for me, because it represented women in Nigeria. And I think that it's important for us to know that we were being recognized. And so I don't take it as mine, and I don't take it lightly. Every man, when you say, one of our governors, then you will say the GCON, or you'll see the CON or the CFR. I think that you need to remember that women too have been recognized in this country, and we will be further recognized.
Indeed,
So
that's another good place to clap. We will not forget that, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes.
Coming back to the serious conversation of the geopolitical tensions that we see, the fallout of when a nation given many responsibilities, including as a founding member of the United Nations, goes off script. This has destabilized the world in a manner in which we are all still struggling to understand. And I think perhaps one of the best things that we can all do as a global family is to continue to engage, but to continue to stay focused on the values and the principles that we hold, and not to lose our way because the leader has gone off track. I think it's very important for us to know. The UN represents that. It represents a global village, I say, for a global town hall for our global village. It's where we all come and have a voice. We don't necessarily have the same muscle, but we have a voice. And so we have visibility. And with that visibility and with that voice, we must continue to talk to what matters for the poorest and the most vulnerable member of our family. Having said that, you asked, what does Africa do? Yeah. I think Africa's unity has to be the most important place to start. The African Union exists. It may be a vehicle that is slightly broken or, not the best it should be. We need to fix it. It's our vehicle. We can't say that, other platforms are better for us than our own. So really it starts at home. Unity within Nigeria. In fact, let's go even further. Unity within a local government, within a state government, within the country Nigeria, within the sub-region ECOWAS, and within Africa as a continent. With that unity, we have a powerful voice in some of the platforms that we exist on, but which our voice today is weak and fragmented. It includes the African Union, but it also includes the EU. It also includes the United Nations. And so start at home. When we get to those platforms, what is the position of Africa? And often the position of Africa is determined by others. It's determined by narratives that are framed by others. And now's the time in which we can start with, let's say, the latest crisis and challenge that we have is critical minerals. People determining how that transaction will happen in Africa. And sadly, African countries who are not able to stand up to that challenge because the unity of the African Union on this issue is not yet there. And so this I think, is important. We have the tools, we have the mechanisms, the platforms. Let's start at home. Let's build our strength from the inside out.
You raise a very important point, Dr. Mohammed, regarding how Africans ought to use the voice that they have and come together. But again, if you look at the sub-region, I'm now talking about ECOWAS. ECOWAS in the last 1 or 2 years has faced some of the severest challenges ever in terms of the emergence of the AES states. Now, how can we navigate as a continent, as a sub-region especially, given the huge market that exists? How can we navigate that problem and still achieve some of the things that you have spoken about?
I think Bishop Kuka asked which way to ask the question, whether the stability came before what we invest in terms of sustainable development. I think now we're at a stage where we have to address both. Conflict is real in the lives of millions of people across Africa, and we have to deal with that head on. But at the same time, if we want sustainable peace, then we have to invest in people, we have to invest in the environment. And so it has to happen in parallel. You cannot wait until a conflict finishes before you begin to address the root causes. We also have to understand that in Africa, the conflicts that we face, the instability that we face, are also, there are also externalities. That means that there are external forces that exacerbate those situations. We expect from the United Nations that when it puts a peace mission into the continent, that it is there to actually to deepen the peace, to look at the root causes, and to address social justice, to address governance. Unfortunately, there is no peace to keep. And so therefore, we have to look to what are then the peace-enforcing elements that need to be in place for that to happen. We have it in ECOWAS. It's not yet stood up. We've had a resolution in the United Nations which asks that we stand up forces that can deal with the conflict on the continent, but it does not have the support of resources. And I say these are failing because we, again, haven't got a united voice. In ECOWAS, it's not a united voice. Today, there is a lot more effort that has been made to try to bring back the community. It is doing parallel investments, so it's not leaving the economy alone while it tries to address the conflict. But in trying to do so, there is an international ask that we have from Africa, and that must be listened to. It must be listened to in a way that we have a position that will deepen democracy, that will increase the investments that come to Africa to build its future.
Right.
That cannot be done in fresh air. That you allow resources to flow into investments in any other country, they would get those investments at a reasonable cost. Today, that doesn't happen for Africa. Risk factors are put in that are perhaps unfair. But it is a challenge. It's a challenge that is both external and internal.
I would move now very quickly to a subject that I know is very dear to your heart, and that is sustainability, and especially the youth. Nigeria and Africa is home to the world's youngest youth population, right? So how should Nigeria and Africa harness the extremely great energy of its young people to its advantage?
I think it's the narrative that we have for youth. I mean, if youth are not part of co-creating their future, which starts from today, the investments today, then they're just a tick box. Have we consulted the youth? Yes, we consulted the youth. Did we give them a few jobs? Yes, we gave them a few jobs. No, this is not what we should be doing with 70% of our population.
Right.
You need to give them an education with skills that when they come out of school and universities, that it's connected to a job. In the 60s and 70s, the Ministry of Labor and the Ministry of Education worked together like this. We did not educate for fresh air. We educated to place people in the market, to place people in jobs.
So what has changed?
We don't do it anymore.
Why don't we do it anymore?
Well, I think that part of it is that we have grown so fast and that we have neglected our institutions. I mean, we have the head of the civil service here, and I think public sector reform is one of the things that she's addressing, and we want to thank her for that. You can't touch and feel public sector reform in a term of 4 years. And so it's the least place that you go to invest. And yet, you put the building blocks up, but there's no mortar. The house will fall. From the local governments to the states to the federal government, if you do not fix these institutions, the house will not stand. And institutions are important, not institutions for institutions' sake, but frame these institutions around systems that will deliver health, that will deliver education, that will deliver the services of water and infrastructure to others, that will allow you an enabling environment to put your businesses in. Today, we're talking about technology, so you must have the backbone for that. And I think that this is what we don't give enough emphasis to. It is a cross-cutting issue that must go from leadership to leadership.
Do you think young people are losing their patience?
Well, they should be. They should be. I mean, if every one of us in this room that is over 60 remembers what they were thinking when they were 20, we all thought that life should happen yesterday.
Correct.
We were in a hurry. It was urgent. It was our future. We were excited about it. And then suddenly, you feel today that you have roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. And I think we need to dismantle those. We need to see young people as the engine of that growth, sustainability of a stability that we're looking for. The peace in our country will come from young people. But that must be reinforced by the leadership giving them the chance to do that.
Absolutely.
And just one reminder, youth, 50% are women.
That's a great point. So I land on a final question because this conversation is actually an amplification of your earlier lecture. What's up for you on December 31st when your current tenure comes to an end?
I'm coming home.
You heard that she's coming home.
Look, I did not intend to be away for 10 years. That's, you have ideas of what you would like to do with your life, and I was humbled enough to be serving in the government of late President Muhammadu Buhari as the minister then. Going to the global stage and trying to do the best I can to represent Nigerian women and the Nigerian nation, I think has been one that in years to come we will evaluate. But we still try until 31st of December. I think that leadership outside of the nation that is Nigerian needs to come home. I think the real building of nations is done by its people at home, and that Nigeria needs to be that foundation for the ambitions that Africa has. And that voice needs to be amplified, and we need to come home and we need to support that. I also believe that we are of a certain age that we shouldn't be competing with our young people.
What should we do?
We should be supporting them. There's a time at which you all know your knees start to give because it becomes difficult to walk down those stairs. You need to move behind them. There is a cycle of life. There is a place for all of us in that cycle of life. And there is a time.
I'm sorry, do you think governments across the different levels are doing enough to fulfill what you just mentioned, getting behind young people and getting to harness
I think they're making an effort. Are we there yet? No, we're not. We have a lot more to do, and I think that that's what we should build on. It cannot be lip service. And, you know, this is a big country. When people say to me, oh, Ghana and Nigeria, and I'm thinking, are you for real? Do you know the size of this country? This is a complex country. We can see governors that have received awards here. Each one of those states is the equivalent to a country in Africa. So let's understand that 242 million Nigerians is not a joke. We are diverse, and we are rich in that diversity. Today, we're divided in it. And we need to come together. Each one of those states, we need to see the investments, that they form a core part of the GDP of Nigeria. We don't just look to Abuja, but they themselves, we invest in them. And if we invest in them, we'll greater some of our parts. And then it becomes Nigeria. Then it becomes 242 million people. Then it becomes Africa. West Africa is led by what we do. But today, I think we have still a few miles to go, and it's all the more reason why I say to people, come back home. It has to be, I know that the gentleman down the road from New York talks about America first, but it's always been about our vested interest. The problem is we've been so much more generous to others than we have ourselves, and so it's really important that we too start to think about Nigeria, I don't want to say first, but Nigeria at the center of everything that we do. And we should be asking ourselves, as JFK said, you know, what is it that you're doing for Nigeria and not what Nigeria is doing for you. Nigeria will do for you, but it's only when you invest in your country. It's only when you invest in your young people, its education systems, its women, that we will be who we need to be.
Well, that's a good place to bring this session to an end. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, it's been a great pleasure for me to bring you this segment of the program in which we discuss political stability and sustainability in a volatile global world. Thank you very much, and please enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you so much. Please, let's applaud her as she takes leave of the stage.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So while the bouquet of flower is being delivered, I'd like to welcome Mrs. Zainab Suleiman Okino, Chairman Editorial Board of Blueprint Newspapers. Let me also welcome Jubri Baban Dache, DG and CEO of Voice of Nigeria, and the Director General of SMEDAN, Mr. Charles Odi, is also here with us. I'd like to welcome the Speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly, who is here with us with His Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, Right Honorable Chike Olengbe. We have heard from the United Nations, in view of the issues that we are discussing here, how do the young people think about it? Eric Gugwa is here. He has a few minutes to give us his perspective.
Thank you very much, everybody. I want to especially appreciate the presence of every distinguished person in the gathering today, from the First Lady to the Deputy Secretary General of the UN, to all the governors here, members of the House of Representatives, everybody. I cannot express my joy enough to be present in your midst today. I don't think I have ever been in a gathering with so many distinguished people and highly placed people in society before, being that I am just an internet influencer, a content creator. I come from a very different world from the people that I see here today. But the kind of work that we do gives me a bit of access to the minds of the young people. Every month we have conferences where we sit down and we talk with about 10 to 20,000 young people from across not just Nigeria, but from across Africa, people who live not just in Africa, but across the world. And when I interact with these people, one thing that is very clear or one thing that we notice is the uncertainty, it's the confusion, it's the lack of clarity, and it's a palpable fear for the future. And this is something that we have researched, we have looked into, and it's definitely a concern. So I'd like to start these few minutes of conversation with just some things that we know already as people who are statesmen and people who lead different parts of government. Africa, as it is today, is one of the most populated continents in the world. We have 1.5 to 1.6 billion people. These are statistics from the UN. And amongst this, the most interesting thing about our population is how young our population is. It's so ridiculously young. The median age of Africa is 19, and that's not just the most interesting statistic. It's also that 40% of our population are under the age of 15, and over 60% are under the age of 25. When you compare that with the 3 to 6% of Africans who are over the age of 65, it brings things into context. It brings some clarity on how young the continent really is. And when we listen to conversations around the world about the potential of the African continent with regards to its population, one thing that we notice is everybody's talking about this population with eyes of positivity. Everybody's talking about this population and how young the population is through the lens of how much we can achieve. But how young we are as a continent can also be a double-edged sword, in that if we have this growing population, this very young population growing up in a state of instability or in economic underdevelopment or infrastructural underdevelopment, it poses a very significant problem. The first one of those two problems I would like to talk about is the fact that we then grow up, and our young ones then grow up, being socially and culturally conditioned to see instability as a norm, which will definitely be a problem in the future. The second one is when we have a population with so much energy raring to go, a population that is just looking to express, and we don't have channels to channel that energy into. The fear is always that this population may resort to other sinister routes to be able to achieve their objectives. And so the first thing that I would like to say when it comes to political instability and the development of our region is that political stability is not just the absence of conflict. When we talk about conflict, we are looking towards armed confrontations and unrest and civil unrest and things like that. But the absence of those things do not necessarily mean that we are stable as a people and as a region. One of the things, and I think the most important thing to talk about, and which our distinguished keynote speaker has already touched on, is the fact that I would regard political stability in this region, and I would strongly tie it to the strength of the institutions that we have here. Because a country and a region and a people like ours will only be as strong as the efficiency of the institutions that we have around us. Effective institutions is the only guarantee, or it's the only hope of the common man, of the young man, of the growing child, the only hope of one who comes from a place not of opportunity, not from a very influential background. That is the only thing that they can look at, and they say, if I work hard enough, I will be able to achieve my dreams just because the system works. And to point out what really is up, I would say, with our institutions here and what could be a problem with that, it's that our institutions have got to begin to run on the rule of law and not just dependent on administrations and regimes, which we know are very transient. Rome, yes, was not built in a day, but But we also understand that Rome was not built in 8 years. It is very important that we lean towards a system where our institutions can run on policies and rules that can be translated or transitioned into other governments other than just the government of the day. We have to move away from systems that are very individualistic and begin to lean on the reasons for which these institutions exist. So in closing, I would say this: when it comes to economic development, when it comes to development of our region alone, we must understand that development is not only based on GDP. It's a combination of institutional maturity as well as social trust. Because if we don't have maturity and independence of our institutions, we cannot have social trust. And these things will breed the kind of economic environment that we're looking to see and the kind of political climate that we're looking to experience. And what are the practical things that we can do to ensure some of these things? We must make sure that our institutions are strengthened so that they can rely, like I have mentioned, on the reasons they were born, not just created for the purpose of proliferation of institutions, but the reasons that they were born, the policies upon which they ride, they must depend on these things. And we must also look to the age that we're entering into. We're entering into an age where it is undeniable that technology is not just a side topic anymore. It has become very central to our everyday life. And so when it comes to a matter like the issue of governance, we must understand technology cannot and will never replace governance. But it is something that can make sure that governance runs more efficiently and drastically reduce the failures that we see in government. As a closing message, I would like to say that the Africa of tomorrow, the one that we want to see, it will not be defined by the instability of the world today. We are not waiting for people to sit around at high tables across the world and further balkanize Africa and determine what direction we are going to go. It will be determined by the courage that we display, our innovation, and the leadership we choose to exercise today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me also welcome here Executive Vice Chairman Nasani, that's here with us. The Emir of Kefi is also here. The Isu of Karu is here with us. I welcome all of you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment that we're all here for, the award ceremonies, and we have different categories. And we'll be kicking off with the first category this morning, Artist of the Year. And this award will be going to Kanye Chukwu Tagbo Okeke.
Leadership Awards 2025, Artist of the Year.
This award will be presented by Joshua and David Ndazaya. Joshua and David Ndazaya.
Skills embodies resilience and the enduring global appeal of Nigerian music.
Skills, are you in the room?
Leadership Awards 2025. Artist of the Year,
a young man.
Kanye
Take him on stage. Take him on stage.
Kanye Tagbo Okeke's art speaks a universal language of possibility. As a young autistic prodigy who created a Guinness World Record-breaking canvas, he has turned creativity into advocacy and talent into transformation. His work raises awareness about autism, challenges stigma, and promotes inclusion, while his foundation supports therapy and care for children with disabilities. Through color and imagination, he reminds society that ability often lies beyond conventional definitions. For using art as a bridge to understanding, dignity, and inclusion, Kanye Tagbo Okeke is honored as Artist of the Year 2025.
I remember his painting covered the entire Eagle Square, and he was part of the Guinness Book of Records. An amazing young man taking Nigeria globally, Kanye Chukwu. And standing down here are his parents, Tagbo Keke, and the lovely mother. Thank you. Thank you very much. Our next award is for the Outstanding College Person of the Year. And this is for Nafisat Abdullahi Aminu. This will be presented by Abraham Indazaya, Director of Leadership, Media Group and Conferences. Nafisat.
Leadership Awards 2025. Young College Person of the Year 2025. Nafisa Abdullahi Aminu. Nafisa Abdullahi Aminu's achievement on the global stage is a triumph of intellect, discipline, and determination. Rising from northern Nigeria to become a world champion in English language competition, she has become a symbol of the boundless potential of Nigerian youth. Her advocacy for confidence in communication and academic excellence inspired students across the country, especially girls who see her journey as a reflection of their own possibilities, for demonstrating that talent, education, and perseverance can transcend circumstance. Nafisa Abdullahi Aminu is the Young College Person of the Year 2025.
Look at her pretty face. World champion in English. World champion in English language. Congratulations to you, Nafisat. And now we'll move on into a man that his 10-year-old song almost brought his career back to a global level. Artist of the Year, Rao John Njeng, known as Scales.
Leadership Awards 2025. Artist of the Year 2025. Scales. Scales embodies resilience and the enduring global appeal of Nigerian music. Years after his breakout success, his artistry found renewed international attention, proving that creativity can transcend time and borders. From Kaduna to global stages, his journey reflects persistence, reinvention, and a commitment to craft. His music continues to inspire a new generation while showcasing the global influence of Afrobeats and Nigerian pop culture. For sustaining relevance and elevating Nigeria's musical presence worldwide, Scales is named Artist of the Year 2025.
The award will be presented by a Nollywood icon, a proud daughter of Imo State, Rita Dominica Nosike.
Shake body.
Aha.
Oh yeah, move body. Make you ring alarm. Oh yeah, shake body. Them girls just they feel me now, 'cause I get some money, then they feel
Maybe
me
she will
now.
shake her body as she's coming.
Anyhow, I don't get some money, they wanna get down. They want hold me for ransom, 'cause I'm young and I'm rich and I'm handsome. They want know where I come from. I they run since from Lagos to London. All the blessings and love I they see just they make me they shout hallelujah. I say all the blessings and love I they see just they make me they shout hallelujah. They hold me for ransom, 'cause I'm young and I'm rich and I'm handsome. They won't hold me for ransom, 'cause I'm young and I'm rich and I'm handsome. Oh yeah, shake body. Oh yeah, move body. Make you ring alarm.
Congratulations to you, Scales. Thank you very much. And thank you to you, Rita Dominica Nosike, for doing this for us. Thank you very much. We are moving on to the next category, which is in products and services. Company of the Year is Trade Modernization Project Limited. Award to be presented by Harry Thomas Ode, Member, Advisory Board Leadership Group.
Leadership Awards 2025 Company of the Year Trade Modernization Project TMP. The Trade Modernization Project has revolutionized Nigeria's trade ecosystem by replacing slow paper-based system with a fully digital integrated customs platform through advanced technologies and public-private collaboration. TMP has improved efficiency, transparency, and compliance in cross-border trade. By aligning with global standards and supporting participation in regional trade frameworks, TMP strengthens Nigeria's competitiveness in the global economy for driving innovation that enhances revenue, transparency, and economic growth. The Trade Modernization Project is honored as Company of the Year 2025.
Congratulations to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Product of the Year, Nestle Pure Life Water. Presenter, Alhaji Abdugombe, Member, Advisory Board of Leadership Group.
Leadership Awards 2025. Product of the Year, Nestle Pure Life Water. Nestle Pure Life Nigeria PLC earns Product of the Year 2025 for delivering safe, affordable drinking water while advancing sustainability and national clean water awareness through protected sources, multi-stage purification, carbon filter, UV disinfection, and essential mineral enhancement. The brand guarantees consistent quality. Its environmental leadership is evident in 50% recycled PET bottles, 15% plastic reduction through lightweighting, and recyclable clear caps. For its outstanding innovation, high safety standards, and consumer-centric values, Nestle Pure Water is the Product of the Year 2025.
I'll be on the phone, calling you tonight. I wanna make you show me.
Congratulations to you, Nestle Pure Life Water. Bank of the Year, ladies and gentlemen, Providus Bank Limited. And this will be presented by Chief Mike Okwere, Vice Chairman, Leadership Group.
Leadership Awards 2025. Bank of the Year, Providus Bank. In less than a decade, Providus Bank has established itself as one of Nigeria's most innovative and forward-looking financial institutions. Its strength lies in blending technological agility with a deep commitment to empowering businesses and individuals. The bank has distinguished itself through tailored SME support, digital banking solutions, and partnerships that nurture entrepreneurship. Its pioneering role in introducing Naira-dominated international cards improved convenience and restored confidence in cross-border transactions, while its open banking API has strengthened Nigeria's fintech ecosystem. For championing innovation, inclusion, and consumer-focused service, Providus Bank is honored as Bank of the Year 2025.
Congratulations to you, Providus Bank. Congratulations. The next one is a FinTech Company of the Year. And without doubt, it goes to OPay Digital Services Limited, back to back.
Leadership Awards 2025.
OPay.
FinTech Company of the Year, OPay Nigeria. OPay Nigeria has transformed the financial lives of millions by turning mobile phones into gateways of economic participation with a platform built on speed, security, and accessibility. OPay has expanded financial inclusion, for individuals and small businesses across the country, serving tens of millions of users and merchants. The company combines cutting-edge security feature with user-friendly design, making digital finance both safe and simple. Its scholarship programs and social impact initiatives further reflects a company that invests not only in transactions but in people. OPay's journey illustrates how innovation, when aligned with inclusion, can redefine access to opportunity. For reshaping digital finance and broadening financial participation in Nigeria, OPay is named FinTech Company of the Year 2025.
Congratulations, OPay.
If you know, you know.
The Oil and Gas Local Content Champion of the Year is Green Energy International Limited. Green Energy International Limited. And the
Leadership
presenter
Awards
is Mrs. Jane
2025
Egerton
Oil and
Idehe.
Gas Local Content Champion of the Year, Green Energy International Limited, GIL. Green Energy International Limited has etched its name in Nigeria's energy history by delivering the country's first wholly indigenous onshore crude export terminal in decades. This landmark project demonstrates that local expertise can execute world-class energy infrastructure. The Otakikbo terminal strengthens Nigeria's oil logistics, unlocks stranded reserves, and reduce reliance on offshore export systems. Beyond infrastructure, GIL integrated project in power generation and LPG production, signaling a broader commitment to energy security and industrial
Thank
growth.
you.
Under visionary leadership, GIL represents the
Let's
promise
appreciate her,
of
the
local
Director
content
General of
that
NICOMSAT,
Nigerians can
Mrs.
design,
Jane Egerton
build,
Idehe.
and operate complex energy
Thank you very
assets
much.
that drive national prosperity. For advancing indigenous capacity and reshaping Nigeria's energy landscape, GIL is honored as Oil and Gas Local Content Champion of the Year 2025.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Jane Idehe. Please, you can step down now. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you very much. We're going now to the next category of awards. This one is humanitarian. And the first category here is the Primary Health Care Model of the Year. And the winner is Dr. Seidu Adebayo Bello. This award will be presented by Archbishop Calvin Atonga II.
Leadership Awards 2025. Primary Healthcare Model of the Year 2025. Dr. Seidu Adebayo Bello. Dr. Seidu Bello has transformed healthcare outreach into a model of dignity and hope. Through thousands of free reconstructive surgeries for children and adults with facial deformities, he has restored not only health, but confidence and belonging. His mobile outreach missions bring specialized care to undeserved communities, while his training for young doctors ensures sustainability. His work proves that compassion, when paired with expertise, can travel to the margins and change lives. For pioneering a community-based model of transformative healthcare, Dr. Bello is the Primary Healthcare Model of the Year 2025.
Dr. Bello, thank you very much for your service, especially at the rural area and the grassroots. We appreciate your work. Thank you very much. Thank you. The award is for the people whose lives have changed. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. The next one is the Social Impact Person of the Year. And it is High Chief Government Uwezide Ekpemupolo, known here all over Nigeria as Tom Polo. to be presented by the head of service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Esther Walson-Jack.
Leadership Awards 2025 Social Impact Person of the Year, High Chief Government Owizede Ekpemopolo, aka Tom Polo. High Chief Government Owizede Ekpemopolo's journey mirrors the Niger Delta's own search for peace and purpose. Once associated with militancy, he has redefined his legacy through security, employment, and community development initiatives that promote stability and opportunity. Through Tanita Security Services, he has helped protect critical oil infrastructure while providing thousands of jobs to youths who might otherwise drift towards instability. His philanthropic initiatives in education, healthcare, and cultural preservation further reinforces a commitment to uplifting communities. His story is one of transformation from confrontation and agitation to meaningful contribution that has changed the peace architecture in the Niger Delta for turning influence into structured social impact and reconciliation into development. Tom Polo is honored the Social Impact Person of the Year 2025.
Thank you very much, Head of Service. Thank you. The next category of awards is for CEOs. The Business Person of the Year goes to Mr. Thomas Etu, again to be presented by the Head of Service of the Federation.
Leadership Awards 2025 Business Person of the Year, Mr. Thomas Etu. Thomas Etu's story is one of turning a critical national challenge into a platform for empowerment. Through strategic leadership in Nigeria's fertilizer and agribusiness sectors, he has helped transform fertilizer from a scarce and a costly input into a catalyst for agricultural productivity and rural prosperity. His role in expanding the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative revived building plants across the country, strengthened local capacity, created jobs, and improved access for millions of smallholder farmers. By investing across the agricultural value chain through Makip Nigeria Limited, he has connected farmers with finance, marketers, and cooperatives, fostering inclusive growth that extends far beyond commercial success. Etu's impact is felt not only in higher crop yield, but improved livelihoods and stronger rural economies. His work exemplifies how private enterprise, aligned with national priorities, can drive food security and economic resilience. For his visionary leadership in transforming Nigeria's fertilizer and agribusiness landscape, his empowerment of millions of farmers through local production and affordable
Congratulations to you.
His pivotal role in redeeming 9 Mobile, now T2, from the brink, thereby saving hundreds of jobs. And his enduring commitment to inclusive growth and national renewal. Thomas Akor Etu is the Business Person of the Year 2025.
Hello, greet everybody for you. Body just shake bello. Motives of one bello. Deliver like I get bello.
We now go to the Banker of the Year. And the winner here is Dr. Tony Okwanachi of the Development Bank, to be presented by the Senior Vice Chairman and Editor-in-Chief of Leadership Group, Mr. Azu Isekwena.
Leadership Awards 2025 Banker of the Year, Dr. Tony Okwanachi. Dr. Tony Okwanachi has redefined what development banking can mean for a nation determined to grow inclusively. As the pioneer, managing director, and CEO of the Development Bank of Nigeria, he has built an institution that sees finance not merely as capital, but as opportunity, a tool to unlock enterprise, dignity, and jobs. Under his leadership, DBN has disbursed over 1.1 trillion naira in loans through financial institutions, reaching more than 700,000 micro, small, and medium enterprises across Nigeria, for demonstrating that finance, when guided by vision and integrity, can power national reliance and shared prosperity. Dr. Tony Okpanachi is named Banker of the Year 2025.
Congratulations, Dr. Okpanachi, and to the entire Development Bank team that are here. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you. We now go to another category of MDAs. The first award here is for the Environmental Impact Agency of the Year. And this goes to the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI. The presenter here is the DG of the Nigeria Diaspora Commission, Mr. Abike Dabiri Erewa.
Leadership Awards 2025. Environmental Impact Agency of the Year 2025. National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI. NASENI stands at the forefront of Nigeria's drive towards technological self-reliance and environmental sustainability. Through research, innovation, and industrial partnership, the agency has advanced renewable energy solutions and local manufacturing capacity, from solar-powered systems and clean cook stoves to innovation hubs supporting youth-led solutions. NASENI's work bridges science and everyday life. Its effort in commercializing homegrown technology and expanding green energy access are helping communities reduce dependency on fossil fuels while creating jobs and industrial capacity. For pioneering climate-friendly innovation and sustainable industrialization, NASENI is named Environmental Impact Agency of the Year 2025.
Congratulations to you, Chairman of NASENI. Thank you very much. Thank you. Public Service Person of the Year. This goes to Dr. Zach Adedeji, Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. He's represented here today by Executive Director, Compliance and Policy, Directorate of the agency, Mr. Shetima Tamadi. This will be presented by the Chairman of Leadership Group, Mrs. Zainab
Leadership Awards 2025. Public Service Person of the Year, Dr. Zach Adedeji. Under Dr. Zach Adedeji's leadership, Nigeria's tax system has undergone a quiet revolution. As Executive Chairman of the Nigerian Revenue Service, formerly the Federal Inland Revenue Service, he has driven digital transformation, improved compliance, and strengthened accountability, helping the nation achieve record revenue performance. Technology has been central to this shift. Systems such as Tax Pro Max, electronic invoicing, and simplified payments channels have made compliance easier while reducing leakages. At the same time, a renewed focus on taxpayer service has rebuilt trust between citizen and the tax authority. Dr. Adedeji's work demonstrates that efficient revenue administration is not merely about numbers. It's about building a sustainable physical foundation for national development. For the extraordinary tax reforms that have attracted global attention and local acclaim, ushering in a new era of transparent, innovative tax administration that could reset Nigeria's social contact. Dr. Adedeji is the Public Service Person of the Year 2025.
The chairman of Leadership Group will be presenting the next 4 awards back to back. The next award
Leadership
is
Awards.
I'd like to also welcome and recognize His Excellency the Governor of Ekiti State, represented by his Chief of Staff, Mr. Niyi Adebayo. Thank you. The Government Agency of the Year, this is won by Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. The chairman of leadership will present.
Powerless. Internally, the FCCPC's adoption of digital
Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission.
Awards 2025. Government Agency of the Year, Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has emerged as a formidable guardian of fairness in Nigeria's marketplace. Under purposeful leadership, the FCCPC has combined courage, competence, and compassion to protect consumers and promote healthy competition through decisive enforcement actions. The Commission has recovered billions of naira for consumers, curbed exploitative practices, and established landmark rulings that reinforce accountability in the digital and corporate space. Its regulation of digital lenders, crackdown on predatory practices, and expansion of consumer complaint channels has given ordinary Nigerians a voice in markets where they once felt powerless. Internally, the FCCPC's adoption of digital case tracking, decentralized operations, and public sensitization campaigns reflects an agency committed to transparency and service. By ensuring that markets works for people, not just for profit, the Commission has strengthened trust in regulatory institutions for redefining consumer protection and market fairness in Nigeria. The FCCPC is the Government Agency of the Year 2025.
Thank you very much. Let me just appeal to all of us. There are too many people standing. Can we take our seats, please?
Telling me what I owe you. Telling me what you wanted me to give you. My darling, what is it that they told you? Telling me how they be fooling you like on the telling me how they be fooling you like on the my darling, my darling. Emere mukini yo, my darling. Emere mukini yo, my darling. Emere mukini yo, my darling. Emere mukini yo. Emere mukini yo. Isabella, Ogboro Isabella,
And so, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we will adjust our order of presentation to allow two of our governors, the governor of Nasarawa State and the governor of Imo, who are already pressed for time, to quickly collect their awards with the permission of the First Lady of Nigeria. So I'd like to welcome here His Excellency, the governor of Nasarawa State, Engineer Abdullahi Sule, who will be stepping forward to collect his award. And the man that the president calls the goalkeeper, the midfielder, the defender, and the singer of ABC, the governor of Imo State, His Excellency. Can we bring down the music, please, DJ? His Excellency, the governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodimma. So let me invite the chairman of today's occasion, the Most Reverend Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka, Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, to please step forward and present the award.
Awards 2025, Governor of the Year, Engineer Abdullahi Sule, Nasarawa State. Governor Abdullahi Sule governs with the mindset of an engineer and the discipline of a seasoned executive. Under his leadership, Nasarawa State has evolved from a largely agrarian outpost into one of Nigeria's most promised industrial frontiers. His administration's hallmark is planning, growth guided by strategy rather than chance. At the heart of this transformation is the Nasarawa Economic Development Strategy, the state's first comprehensive roadmap to industrialization, infrastructure renewal, and human capital development. Investing in mining, manufacturing, agro-processing, and energy have followed, drawing businesses and creating jobs. Industrial parks, improved road networks, and renewable energy initiatives signal a state positioning itself for long-term competitiveness. Governor Sule's reform in land administration, taxation, and vocational training reflects a belief that economic growth must be inclusive and sustainable. By applying private sector efficiency to public governance, he has rebranded Nasarawa as a peaceful, investment-friendly corridor of opportunity. To demonstrate how technocratic leadership can unlock sustainable potential, Abdullahi Sule is the Governor of the Year 2025.
Thank you very much. And now our next award, Governor of the Year. Like I said earlier, that was a man that His Excellency the President calls the goalkeeper, the defender, the midfielder, and the Osime of APC. Can you bring the music down, please? Thank you. It's therefore my honor and pleasure to welcome here His Excellency the Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodimma, who's here with his lovely wife.
Leadership Awards 2025, Governor of the Year. Hope Uzodimma, Imo State. Governor Hope Uzodimma's journey in Imo State is a study in rebuilding trust through performance. Taking office amid controversy and skepticism, he chose not to govern by rhetoric, but by steady institutional repair. Over time, that approach has reshaped both the state's physical and psychological landscape. Infrastructure renewal became a visible marker of change. Major roads and urban spaces, once symbols of decline, were restored. Improved mobility, commerce, and public confidence. His most forward-looking intervention lies in youth empowerment. Through the Skill Up Imo project, tens of thousands of young people have gained digital and technology skills, positioning the state as part of Nigeria's emerging knowledge economy. Security reforms, combining intelligence and community engagement, have also restored calm to areas once troubled by unrest. Governor Uzodimma's leadership demonstrates that credibility in governance is not seized. It is earned through consistency, inclusion, and results. For steering Imo from uncertainty towards stability and renewal, He is awarded Governor of the Year 2025.
Champion, the lion is here.
Congratulations to the governor of Imo State. Well done for what you have done in Imo State. Only a few days ago, you were celebrating 50 years of the founding of that amazing state. Congratulations to you. And thank you to all the people in your team that has found themselves here. Please, let's get our seats. We'll represent the award to Tom Polo because I understand their flight was delayed and somebody collected on their behalf. Let me invite Mr. Harry Ode to represent the award to Dr. Paul Bebenimimo, Special Advisor to Tom Polo, to collect the award. The Special Advisor to Tom Polo to collect the award. Well, when you get back, our regards to Tom Polo and our love to him. For political, House of Reps Member of the Year for Constituency Development. And it goes to Right Honorable Unyime Idem, PhD. For some of us who are here, if you are not a cameraman, please let us take our seats, please. Let's take our seats.
Leadership Awards 2025, House of Representative Member of the Year. Right Honorable Onyeme Idem, PhD, for Constituency Development. Driven by a rare blend of compassion,
this will be presented by the chairman of the leadership group,
Right Honorable
Mrs. Zainab Ndazaya,
PhD, has redefined what it means to truly represent the people. His journey to the House of Representatives was not driven solely by ambition, but by a deep commitment to uplift the lives of the people of Oruk Anam and Okanafon Federal Constituency in Akwa Ibom State. Today, that commitment stands as a living reality across communities transformed by his purposeful leadership. At the heart of his impact is a groundbreaking 1 billion naira family-based business grant scheme that empowered 1,000 constituents with 1 million naira each to build sustainable livelihoods. Beyond financial support, he has opened doors to the future through large-scale skills acquisition and empowerment initiatives that have trained more than 10,000 youths, equipping them with tools for independence and dignity. Legislatively, Dr. Idem matches action with advocacy. He has sponsored 22 bills, moved over 38 motions, and attracted more than 70 life-changing projects to his constituency, while empowering over 5,000 people across 26 practical skill areas. For being a shining example of people-centered leadership and showing what true representation means. Right Honorable Onyime Idem, PhD, is the House of Representatives Member of the Year for Constituency Development 2025.
Congratulations to you. For the Legislator of the Year, it is the well-loved, dynamic Deputy Speaker that can speak, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, to be presented by the
Leadership
Chairman.
Awards 2025 Legislator of the Year, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu. In an era when noise often overshadows substance, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu has distinguished himself through rigorous lawmaking and reform-driven leadership. As Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, he has sponsored over 100 bills addressing constitutional reforms, security, gender inclusion, and national development. His stewardship of the House Committee on the review of the 1999 Constitution places him at the center of Nigeria's evolving governance architecture. Yet, beyond legislation, his work in dialogue and peace-building initiatives in the Southeast underscores a belief that laws must survive unity and healing. For combining intellectual depth with compassion and global legislative engagement, Kalu represents a generation of leaders focused on enduring institutional reform for purposeful and impactful lawmaking. He is honored as Legislator of the Year 2025.
Congratulations to you, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. For those who have come to collect their awards with him, we can get back to our seats now. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me welcome Usman Shehu Bauchi, the Commissioner for Information, representing His Excellency, the Governor of Bauchi State, His Excellency Bala Mohammed. The Governor of the Year, one of the Governors of the Year, is now going to the Ekiti State Governor, Biodun Oyebanji, represented here by his Chief of Staff, Mr. Ni Adebayo.
Leadership Awards 2025 Governor of the Year, Mr. Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji.
Award to be presented by the former
Governor
Secretary to the Government of the
Oyebanji
Federation,
proves that
Mr.
transformational
Boss
leadership
Mustafa.
does not always arrive with noise. Sometimes it comes with quiet resolve and steady delivery. In just a few years, his administration has touched hundreds of communities across Ekiti State, guided by a philosophy of inclusion, physical discipline, and consensus building. His administration's 6-pillar development agenda has translated into tangible results: roads that reconnect rural economies, agricultural initiatives that engage young farmers, investment in education and
Okay, the
healthcare
presenter
that
of the award is the
strengthens
former
human capital
SGF,
and social
Mr. Boss
policies
Mustafa.
that protect the vulnerable. Projects have not been concentrated in urban centers alone, but spread across all local governments, reinforcing a sense of shared progress. Governor Oyebanji's style: calm, empathic, and service-oriented. He has also fostered political harmony, earning respect across party lines. By placing people before politics and impact before rhetoric, he has shown that governance can be both humane and effective. For making development visible through results rather than proclamations, Biodun Oyebanji is honored as Governor of the Year 2025.
Attention, attention, if you're not spending money, go.
Congratulations to you, Ekiti State Governor and Chief of Staff. Please extend our love to him. Congratulations to you. Please remain. Thank you. The next award for Governor of the Year goes to His Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State, His Excellency, Senator Uba Sani.
Leadership Awards 2025 Governor of the Year, Senator Uba Sani, Kaduna State. Governor Uba Sani's leadership in Kaduna State is defined by reconciliation through development. Taking charge of a state marked by division, he chose inclusion as his strategy and progress as his language. Infrastructure renewal has extended across all local governments, ensuring that development is not perceived as selective. Healthcare expansion, agricultural support for tens of thousands of farmers, and targeted youth and women empowerment programs have strengthened both livelihoods and social cohesion. Drawing from his background in activism and public service, Governor Sani governs with the Constitution and empathy. His administration demonstrates that fairness, dialogue, and visible development can restore trust and build peace. For uniting communities through inclusive growth and purposeful leadership, Uba Sani is the Governor of the Year 2025.
Abdul on the beat.
DJ Abdullah kan kiɗa. Samun kuɗi bayan an sha wuya akwai daɗi. In kana da kuɗi, kana da aboki. Akasin haka in ka wuce su matsaki. Jikin nan akwai addu'a bana tsoron baki. Wayo Allah, wayo Allah na, wayo Allah, wayo Allah na, wayo Allah, wayo Allah na. Duniya na ban tsoro, wayo Allah, wayo Allah na, wayo Allah, wayo Allah na, wayo Allah, wayo Allah na. Duniya na ban tsoro, wayo Allah na, wani abu ne ke damuna, ni na dafa kuma ya nuna, na kusa da ni ke zagina, cha bayan ido na, ni zagin su baya damuna, basu su yi ko a riga na, ya fara no concern me, ade na didn't find me, Ali ya san Ali, ganewa sai mai hankali, kutuma kura uba. Ban balaga ba amma sai jaraba, in abincin akwai daɗi sai na daba. Wayo Allah, wayo Allah na, wayo Allah, wayo Allah na, wayo Allah, wayo Allah na. Duniya na ban
Thank you very much, Mr. Boss Mustafa. Thank you. Our next award for the Governor of the Year award will go to His Excellency, the Governor of Zamfara State, Dr. Dauda Lawal. We welcome you. And to be presented by His Royal Highness, Alhaji Dr. Yahya Abubakar CFR, the Edson Nupe.
Leadership Awards 2025 Governor of the Year, Alhaji Dauda Lawal, Zamfara State. Governor Dauda Lawal assumed office in a state defined by insecurity and despair and chose to answer fear with rebuilding. His leadership in Zamfara State is anchored on the belief that development itself can be a strategy for peace. Through the Zamfara Rescue Project, roads, schools, and health facilities have been rehabilitated across urban and rural communities. His introduction of a modernized Sangaya education system, integrating Islamic and Western curricula, reflects a commitment to inclusion, dignity, and opportunity for children from all backgrounds. Healthcare investments, including hospital upgrades and new equipment, and free maternal and child services, have strengthened a fragile system. Meanwhile, security initiatives combining community protection guards with enhanced law enforcement logistics have helped reduce violence and restore confidence. Governor Lawal's work signal a state moving from survival towards dramatic recovery and growth, fostering Zamfara onto a path of peace and renewal, and steadily changing the narrative. Dauda Lawal is the Governor of the Year 2025.
Congratulations to you, the Governor of Zamfara State. And now finally, for the Governor of the Year award, once we come to the stage and we have accompanied the man that is collecting the award, let's make it back to our seats, please. Thank you very much, DJ. The final award for Governor of the Year goes to His Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, Right Honorable Sheriff Francis Oborowori, represented here by his deputy and other people from the state. It will be presented by the chairman of today's occasion,
Governor
Reverend Father Matthew
Right
Hassan
Honorable
Koka.
Sheriff Oborowori, Delta State. Governor Sheriff Oborowori's more agenda, meaningful development, opportunities for all, realistic reforms, and enhanced peace and security is more than a slogan. It's a blueprint in motion. Since assuming office, he has translated this vision into widespread infrastructure renewal and inclusive social investment across Delta State. Hundreds of road projects and landmark flyovers have improved mobility and commerce across all senatorial districts. In education, school rehabilitation, work recruitment, and sustainable bursaries have strengthened access. Healthcare has advanced through upgraded facilities and expanded insurance coverage. Empowerment programs have supported hundreds of thousands of citizens with physical discipline and early implementation
Mrs. Rita
of
Waver,
the new minimum wage.
please join the
While physical
there.
discipline and the early implementation of the new minimum wage demonstrates a governance model that balances compassion with responsibility. His leadership reflects equity, consistency, and a focus on long-term stability for delivering broad-based development anchored in inclusion and fiscal prudence. Sheriff Oborevwori is Governor of the Year 2025.
Now we are.
Make you love me so. I don't know what in I be when make you love me so. And that is why I go praise your name. Jesus, I thank you, well, well, for me, well, well, I thank you, Lord, well, well, Jesus, I thank you, well, well, thank you, Lord, well, well, for me, well, well,
Oh yeah, let's settle down, please. Let's settle down. Let's settle down, please. We are going to have two governors quickly respond on behalf of all the award winners here. We'll kick off with His Excellency the Governor of Kaduna State and then round it off with His Excellency the Governor of Imo State. Let me quickly welcome here Senator Ubasani, Governor of Kaduna State, for a short response, and then it will be rounded off by His Excellency the Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodimma. We are having all these responses so that we settle the room, because the peak of the awards is coming, and that is the Person of the Year.
Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, the former First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the impatient Jonathan, my sister, the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Dr. Amina Mohammed, the Chairman of Progressive Governors Forum, and our leader, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, the Governor of Imo State, my other governors, colleagues here present, the Governor of Zamfara State, Nasarawa State, who has just left, Deputy Governors of Delta State, Ekiti State. At this juncture, I would like to stand on the well-established protocol. First, I would like to express my appreciation on behalf of my colleagues for this recognition given to us by the management of the group of leadership newspapers. But I will not proceed without paying a special tribute to the founder of this very important newspaper, the leadership. I recall about 2 decades ago, Leadership newspaper was conceived, not in Abuja, but in Kaduna, when I was talking with my friend and brother, late Sam Isaiah. And I recall, Mrs. Zainab in Isaiah can bear me witness. At the time leadership was about to be formed, we sat down with him. He was very close to us, someone who was very patriotic, determined, believing in Nigeria. He was able to sit down with one of our colleagues, also a friend, late Mala Adamiso of BBC of blessed memory also. 2 of them sat down, and leadership was born in Kaduna. I'm not surprised today. Leadership remains as one of the leading newspapers in Nigeria. And it's not accidental. It's simply because of the conviction and belief of late Saminda Isaiah. I recall, at a certain point in his life, he approached some of us, particularly some of us that fought for the enthronement of democracy in Nigeria. Few of us, I recall myself, the likes of Korel, our leader, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who actually fought for the enthronement of democracy in Nigeria. He met us And he made it clear to all of us that, look, he is also going to join politics. And that was the reason why in 2015, you could all recall, he was among the presidential aspirant in the convention that was done in Lagos. And the reason for that was very simple. Many people within the media circle prepare to sit down in the comfort of their offices, talking about how difficult the system is. But Simon Diazai was committed, believing that it is important to join the process. And that was the reason why he decided to join that process, not because he believed he can win the election, but because he believes it is important to entrench democracy. Because fighting for democracy is one thing. Entrenching the ideals for democracy is the most important thing. And his contribution, I have no doubt in my mind, he is to continue to be kind to Simon Diazai for what he has done for Nigeria and for media generally. I'm not surprised when I see the likes of Azu here, who made his name, even in the Punch newspaper. For him to put here together with Mrs. Zainab to transform this very important newspaper to one of the greatest in Nigeria, I think they deserve a round of applause. Again, I would like to also, on behalf of all my colleagues, that not only 6 of us that have received this award, but all the 36 state governors in Nigeria have been doing extremely well. The fact that 6 of us have been recognized today does not mean the rest are not doing well. And I want to thank the leadership newspaper for this recognition on behalf of all of us. I will also conclude by giving tribute to our leader, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Without him, none of us would be standing here talking about development in healthcare, agriculture, education, skill development. Because of his belief and his determination in cooperative federalism that is today both practical and consequential. You can see that. No president of Nigeria have supporters of nationals like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and that is a fact. And that is the reason why today, some of us have been running our state without taking loan. I can say, I'm not sure if there's any governor in Nigeria who have to take loan to run the affairs of his own state. The governor of the state is here. And when we're running the state, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is treating every governor equally, irrespective of political affiliation. That is something that is uncommon. So I want to thank everyone for this opportunity, and I thank the leadership. And lastly, for the recognition given to the mother of the nation because of her humility, her commitment, her perseverance in ensuring that the downtrodden, not only the girl child, but every other person who is vulnerable in this country is given attention. We have to thank her for that. Because before me, the Deputy General Secretary of the United Nations, my sister, Amina Mohamed, have already said that. Amina Mohamed, I'm only confirming what she said. I want to thank everyone, and God bless all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you. And then the final response before the peak of the awards, which is the Person of the Year, is coming from the man that did an amazing celebration on Saturday in Imo State at Imo State at 50. He has been a major contributor to the development of his people. His Excellency, Senator Hope Uzodimma, Governor of Imo State, will be responding.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Distinguished Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, the Deputy Secretary General of United Nations, Amina Mohammed, GCON, let me, for want of time, align with the protocol that has been established for this occasion and greet all the personalities here gathered. Mine is to, on behalf of all of us that received the award today, to thank the leadership newspapers, the organizing committee of this event, the personalities that were honored, Your Royal Majesties, distinguished guests that attended the event. We are very humbled, and it's an evidence that democracy is working in Nigeria. It's an evidence that despite what we do and where we work, there are institutions that are carefully watching, observing, recognizing performances of individuals assigned to serve our great nation, contributing our own quota in our various areas of job and endeavors towards national development. So we are indeed very grateful. We are indeed very excited and elated for the honor done to us today. And we give glory to Almighty God who made this day possible. So my work is to, on behalf of all of us, to say thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you, the organizers. And eventually, thank you for those of us that will receive honor when next this arrangement is done again. So we give glory to Almighty God in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Thank you.
Thank you very much for ending with prayers, Your Excellency. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. Let me please appeal to all the award winners here today. Please don't go. Immediately after the award to Her Excellency, the First Lady, which is the Person of the Year, all of us will have a group photograph, so please don't leave yet. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me invite the Senior Vice Chairman and Editor-in-Chief of the leadership newspapers to come and quickly do a short vote of thanks.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we draw this remarkable gathering to a close, our hearts are full of gratitude. Today has reminded us that when people come together, hope becomes tangible and progress feels possible. We are profoundly thankful to Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, SCON, and members of her entourage, including the wife of the Chief of Staff, Mrs. Gbajabiamila, for her gracious presence and commitment to the well-being of Nigerians. Our deep appreciation also goes to the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Dr. Amina J. Ahmed, GCON, whose global leadership continues to make our country and our continent proud. We are sincerely grateful to our chairman for this occasion, Bishop Matthew Hazan Kuka, of the Catholic Bishop of the Sokoto Diocese, for his wisdom and moral voice. And to our royal father of the day, the Esunupe Dr. Yaya Abubakar, CFR, for the dignity and tradition that he represents. We are grateful to our former First Lady, Dame Dr. Patience Jonathan, for joining us despite her very busy schedule. To our governors, ministers, lawmakers, heads of government agencies, members of the diplomatic corps, members of our advisory board, the press and families who share these leaders with the nation, we thank you very much for honoring this occasion. To our award recipients, congratulations. Your work gives this event very profound meaning. And to our sponsors and partners, your belief in excellence and responsible leadership has made today possible. We are deeply grateful. Thank you all for being part of this inspiring day. Safe journeys home, and may the conversations we began here today continue to shape a better tomorrow. May God dismiss us all with his blessings. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, DJ. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are at that point now. We are on the plateau, the highest point in Nigeria, for the award that we all have been waiting for, that goes to an amazing woman whose love to children and women and Nigeria is both a prize and an honor. She is the mother of the nation. No wonder her chieftaincy titles are all over Nigeria. She is the Yeye Ashiwaju Gbogbo Ile Oodua. She is the Ugosimba one of Enugu. She is the warrior queen of Akko Emirates in Gombe State. She is the Yaoba of Ikorodu. But her citation is coming. Ladies and gentlemen, for the person of the year, please welcome the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu CON. The award will be presented by the former First Lady
of the
and
year,
the chairman
Oluremi
of
Tinubu,
leadership newspapers.
In a year when many Nigerians searched for reassurance, Senator Oluremi Tinubu turned compassion into structure and empathy into measurable impact. As First Lady, she redefined a ceremonial office into a platform for disciplined, data-driven social investment through the Renewed Hope Initiative, RHI. What distinguishes her work is not just generosity, but organization, systems that ensures help reaches those who need it most, efficiently and transparently. In 2025 alone, RHI interventions, valued at more than 25 billion naira, reached widows, rural women, students, older people, persons with disabilities, and disaster victims across the country. Her Women in Agriculture program empowered tens of thousands, while education support initiatives opened doors for students whose dreams might otherwise have been stalled. Health outreach programs screened and supported communities often left behind by formal systems. Her leadership shone especially in moments of crisis. Relief materials and sustained engagements accompanied significant donations to victims of violence and displacement in multiple states. Rather than mark her 65th birthday with a celebration, she redirected the moment toward public service, mobilizing over 20 billion naira to complete the long-delayed National Library, a gift to generations yet unborn. As a former teacher, she understands that nation building begins with human dignity, whether through scholarship, mentoring, or health support. Her work reflects belief that care must be organized to be effective. Her influence proves that when structured, soft power can yield hard results. For transforming compassion into a national framework of hope and measurable change, redefining the First Lady's office as a force for stewardship, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, stands as Person of the Year 2025.
With Your Excellency, the First Lady, before she addresses all the award winners, Artists of the Year, Kanye Chukwu, Scales, all the award winners, you can step forward now to have your photograph with Her Excellency, the First Lady. All the award winners here today, bring your awards with you. Bring your awards with you to join Her Excellency, the First Lady. We can take our seats now. For Her Excellency to address us, we can take our seats now. Let's please take our seats now. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present you the First Lady of Nigeria, Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, to address us. Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. The former First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency Dame Dr. Patience Jonathan, the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations and keynote speaker of today, Her Excellency Dr. Amina Mohammed, GCON, Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, CFR, State Governors here present, His Excellency, and all award recipients that are here, His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodinma, CON, the governor of Imo State, and the chairman, Progressive Governors Forum, and his lovely wife, the First Lady of Imo State, Her Excellency Barrister Chioma Uzodimma. His Excellency Senator Ubasani, CON of Kaduna State, His Excellency Engineer Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, His Excellency Dr. Mai Malabuni, CON Yobe State, His Excellency Dr. Lawal of Zamfara State, and the Deputy Governor of Delta State representing the Governor, His Excellency Honorable Monday John Oyeme. The chairman of today's occasion, Bishop Matthew Kuka, CON, the wife of the Chief of Staff to the President, Mrs. Salamatu Gbajabiamila, the head of service of the Federation, Dr. Didi Esther Walsin-Jack, OON, and the former head of service, Boss Mustafa. Our host and chairman of Leadership Newspaper, Mrs. Zainab Unda Isaiah, and our entire team, the Edsu Nupe, His Royal Majesty, Alhaji Dr. Yahaya Abubakar, CFR, and other traditional rulers here present, top government functionaries, other award recipients, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and also the members of the Fourth Estate of the realm. I thank God Almighty for giving me the grace to be here today. I hardly do awards, but my coming here today is to honor a great woman and to give her the support. Thank you so much. I thank Mrs. Zainab Unda Isaiah and the Board of Leadership Newspapers for this recognition as Person of the Year 2025. I applaud your continued commitment to journalism that informs, inspires, and strengthens our democracy, and for finding my modest effort worthy of this award. I'm truly humbled. I celebrate the legacy of the founding chairman, late Mr. Sam Unda Isaiah, OFR, whose dreams is best half, I would say best half, I stress that, Mrs. Zainab Unda Isaiah, has taken to yet another level. I believe looking down today, it will be so proud of you for keeping the fire of this organization burning. I say well done. I do not take this honor alone. I stand on the shoulders of a lot of people who have mentored and continue to mentor me. This award is for all those who have helped me along the way. It is also for the many Nigerians, especially women, young people, and community leaders who work quietly every day to uplift others and ignite hope in our nation. I thank the keynote speaker, the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, and the chairman of the United Nations Sustainable Development Group, Goals, Dr. Amina Mohammed, for your thoughtful reflections. Your timely insight offered practical guidance and renewed clarity on the choices before us as a nation. I equally commend your leadership and lifelong commitment to Africa's development on a global stage. The future of our nation depends on our willingness to work together across cultural and religious differences and interests for the good of all. For a house divided against itself cannot stand. Let us keep working together to realize the Nigeria of our dreams. I dedicate this award to every citizen who believes that selfless service and humaneness can truly change lives. Thank you all. God bless the leadership newspapers. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
God bless you too, the mother of the nation and the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much for your work. Thank you for your love of the country. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Osadebe, the soprano, will be leading us as we close. The tenor will be leading us as we close with the national anthem.
Thank you. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerian soul and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign in peace or battle, honored, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so in peace and plenty Nigeria may be blessed.
Osadebe the tenor. Thank you very much. God bless all of you. Until next year, goodbye.
Yeah.